Timmy Tip of day. This is the second tip of day, not to be confused with the first, which, to sum it up again, if they can prevent loved ones from even connecting once, one sentence, by email, by text, anywhere that would stick, especially face-to-face, then we can't collude with one another, quote-unquote, to, hey, they did that. Yes, I can bear witness, do the legal thing, get them to cease and desist, and maybe some legal action if necessary, if they really won't back down because they're snarled up. Now, here's the second tip. They're trying to hide all this. It's a vain thing the nations plot verbatim, but why? Because they want you to think you're not safe and there's no hope and there's no point to having faith or above all love for one another, like the golden rule sort of a thing, right? Anyone? Like Confucius saying like, hey, Jesus probably agreed, right? Now look, that's Son of God right there. But the point is, whatever you see, even faith, they try to act like faith doesn't matter when everyone uses faith every day, even Bill Maher, even you. I can prove it. It's not a trick question, but I can prove it. You're a person of faith through and through if you be human, no matter what. Because if you go through a green light, if you are of driving age, you have a lot of faith in fellow human beings that there's not going to be some asshole, excuse my French, a-hole. I'm working on it. Don't swear around kids. You don't know really. But I don't really care with this. I'm sorry. Above all, love, right, covers a multitude of sins, amongst whom I am chief with the sinners. Like, that's a faithful, fun saying, right? Now, that's the top tip. You're safe as a baby because there's a heaven above you. They're hiding firmament problems. Even angel of the Lord, they hide. If you've ever read Acts, he comes right back to help. And we always say, whatever he's doing, even in the Civil War era, it seems someone's eyes had seen the glory of the coming. He'll definitely do. You'll never confuse that one with anyone else. What's strange is how exactly that matches up to the Old Testament description. Of course, it says in the Gospels, laboring right with the apostles and disciples as they went out, right at the end of the Gospels in the beginning of Acts. Anyone? Anywho, without getting into it, that's your tip. You're safe as a baby, but the media and everyone, that's the whole con. They want to take it from you because they're reeked up and doing a whole collusion, black rock, sneaky, what were you doing? What are you doing? Why did you do that? Mini me, oh mini me, just for one thing. That really is going to provoke. See, you people don't care about the higher power on the church level, and I agree there's a separation of church and state, but we don't all have to. But someone in the village really has to point out, hey, they're terrorizing the village here, and we just got to pretend these people are super Christian or even American. When they don't notice the ongoing bullying, even the cyber bullying with the lack of communications, and the FCC man is bad, right along with the Stephen Miller man who don't notice, or even John and Jane Q citizen. We have to do better. And we know it. And we got to stop putting that into alluding to how we could do better. There might be monsters. Who could it be? But then nobody understands when they go out there and they do, they say silence is violence, but then they're snarky because they're silent about all this horse shit. And they go shush where they should not. So, but if you know that, for the individual, that's good news, even if we provoke the higher power to a fight, where he's not hiding his face, and you'll find out. Do not provoke. There's a lot of strange things going around, stranger times or whatever, but stranger things, but no, it's an unusual act, and you're quite safe if you know to get on the nice list. You can't fake. See, that's the thing with the monotheist deity, the one God, as opposed to the pantheon. And they understand the fundamental difference because that one, if true, is unbeatable and not fair. That's cheating, whatever they say. But yeah, you see how much he's going out of his way to assure them, stop it. That's down by law, drop it, or whatever. And they just won't. And I can only bear witness so much. They know from other stuff that they also have censored. You would need X-Files for that. That, they're just going to keep provoking until they can't. They should make peace with him. They can give up at any point in time and he would forgive them. They would have Forgiveness Day. They could celebrate, hey, the sins of our youth are no longer remembered. But he's not going to let you set the children's teeth on edge like that while you pocketed everything and watched the world burn. And also like fellow man and woman on the, fellow human being, wherever it be. Certain people, like when you track their lives and the quality of lives, if they be Hollywood, even people from the past who are long gone, after all, it ain't easy. Some stagger and fall, whether comedians or just, dramatic. And that's just one industry. Sports seems under duress these days, too much gambling for no reason. But then if you understand, nothing's really as it seems these days when it's just one big cheat. And so we have to do a bit of a reset. Let's put the grand experiment back, put her back, and just, of course, they fear a free press in America just on a global order because they have a first order that you do not talk about criminal conduct in public. And then there's some of us that they're hurting and we're aware they're hurting other people. Even Fox News puts in the news like 500,000 news, this website you can order. It's nuts. For a long time, it's nuts. So let's drop it and stop it and do better, especially in the free press, instead of pretending. The only problem here is when they insult CBS editing the thing. That's the only problem. It's a nut. You have to tell the truth and destroy the big lie immediately because I'm not a smart man, but I assure you I understand what treason is. All right.